Hello and welcome to the tutorial on top-down scroller flying shooter. This is how the game will look like when you have completed. You'll have a scrolling background, a player object, 3 islands that goes with a scrolling background, 3 enemies with different capabilities, a heads-up display that holds the lives, health, score and kills. You will have the green aeroplane that flies and does not shoot, an orange aeroplane that flies and shoots straight ahead, and a white aeroplane that flies and shoots at the player target. At a predetermined time, damage repair will appear on the screen for collection. You will also get power-ups for more ammunition. All this will be done using drag and drop. So let's begin. So the first thing we're going to do is have a look at this list here of the things, of the task at hand. We're going to create all sprites, and here's a list of all the sprites. You can read through that. Then we're going to create all empty objects using these sprites. We're going to create a scrolling background and build 3 islands and objects. Now the sprites are included below, okay, and the URL. You have to, some of the sprites you have to make them, okay, and I'll teach you how to do it. So let's begin. Workspace, go to sprite, create a sprite, edit image, and you'll come to the sprite editor. Here you go to image, import strip image. Now I've already provided this to you, so download it, download the zip file and extract it. And the image we'll be using is this one. Now you can manipulate this. We are going to extract the water background for the scrolling background. Zoom in on this is what I want. And I've already set the figures for one frame, which is this one here. Frame width 32 by 32. So all you have to do is just place it somewhere down there and click on it. You can zoom in further to have a better look and move it around. There, that's it. Now I'll just press the convert button. Do you proceed? Yes, and this is what you have grabbed. This is how it look like. 32 by 32. We go down to our workspace, and here we have the sprite. Name your sprite to S Ocean. The next thing we're going to do is we make another sprite for the islands. There are 3 islands, so it will be 3 sprites. We'll grab it again. Edit image, and brings you the next one. Ocean is done, so you can get rid of that. We go to this one here. Close this, and go to image, import strip image. Click on the same one, zoom in, and go and get an island. So let's find the island. Here it is. There are 3 islands, so we go one at a time, or you can capture all 3 if you want. Let's look at capturing all 3. I'll zoom in a bit more, and you notice that it is much smaller. So this is 64 probably. I'll change it to 64, 64. We're zooming in. You can see that it needs to be moved up a little bit. The location, horizontal set, offset, pixel offset. I'll just move it up. Oops, that's the X. The Y. Okay. So it's one more pixel over here. So I'll increase or decrease that. Alright. So we need 3 of this. Number of frames, 3. Per row, 3. Equation horizontally will be 1. I need to push this up a bit. Pixel vertical offset. Okay, I got this 3 here. Convert. Yes. So I got 3 islands here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to the workspace. I got a sprite here. I'm going to duplicate it one more time. And I'm going to rename to Sprite Island 1. This will be Sprite Island 2. And this will be renamed to Sprite Island 3. We got 3 islands. So let's start with Sprite Island 1. We just need this, so we can delete this. Yes, and delete this. Okay. We go to the next island, Island 2. We'll take this out, and we'll take this out. And finally, we go down to Sprite Island 3, take this out, and take this out. So now you can see we have 3 different islands. And you notice that they have a blue background, so we need to remove the blue background. So this is how you would do it. I'll just show you one and you do the rest on your own. This icon over here, color remover tool. Click on it, just go to anywhere on the blue, press, and you get the color removed. You can then go on to touch up more on this part. You can do your slight touch up. And we are over with that. You could try to do another one. Go to edit image, comes to your editor, image editor, choose this tool, and you've done that, and you can do your touch up work. So grab your sprites from the sprite sheets, or you can download the sprites that I've supplied. And I did not supply all the sprites because I want you to make your own sprites based on what I've taught you. Okay, for the aeroplane sprite, we will do one, and I'll show you how it's done. Then you can do it for the rest of the planes. We'll create a new sprite. same thing, edit image, import strip image, and let's look at one other. Okay, the main plane, for example, your player's plane. Just bring it to the center and zoom in. And we click around here. We're going for 3 frames in a row, 3 in a row. And you see 3, 1, 2, 3. Each of them is 64. Somewhere around 64. Okay, maybe the height is 65. Frame width increase to 65, and there is a gap of 1 pixel. Separation, and I think we've got that. We grab it, and we've got 3 of them. They can be animated. So let's get rid of the background. Same tool, and we've got rid of the background for this one. Now, if you want to get rid of the background for everything, let me do an undo. You have to press the shift and click. Alright, let's do that one more time. You got one selected, go to the last one, press the shift key, click, and you got it all. So when you have this tool on and click here, it's all clean, and you can actually animate it now and see that. Speed of 15 should be okay, can be adjusted later. Let's go to the workspace, and we've got our plane here, the animation running. So that's it for grabbing. So I want you to get all your images ready as given in this list. All these sprites. Okay, once you have finished making all these sprites, you can then go on to create an empty object using the sprites. Now, all you have to do is just open up a new workspace, object, create, search for a sprite. For example, the aeroplane, name it as O player, because this will be used by the player. Of course, your sprite needs a name, so I will have to rename this to S player. You have to give some meaningful names to your object. So whatever sprite you have made, make an object for it. It's a dummy object. There will be no events. We will do the events in the next part. Do not make an object for the ocean. We are going to scroll the ocean. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's go to the room. As you can see, we got an empty room. I want you to put the width as 640 by 640. For your background, click on background, go to here and use the ocean sprite, and you find one here. So what we're going to do is we are going to tile it horizontally, vertically, and we're going to give it a vertical speed of 3. And when you run this, you got a nice scrolling background. The next is we've got the object. Let's make island object. Create. Island 1, and we use the island 1 sprite. Now looking at our notes, Create scrolling background, build 3 islands. So I'm going to show you how to build one and you can do the rest. So add an event. So you do the create event. You're going to get the island to move downwards. So it's going to be under the movement here, set direction and a speed. So it's going to move down. So it's going to go in the direction of down at a speed of 3. Now let's go back to the room and put in, make sure you're on the instance layer, and let's rename this layer to layer LAY island, ISLAND, and let's put an island here, anywhere on top here. Bring back to your workspace the island. We add an event end step. We want the island to reappear at the top. So what we do is we will check whether the island is out of the screen. Do that, there is a check, a if check, which is a conditional, and you check a variable. The variable will be the y. X is horizontal, y is vertical. So you check whether y, the vertical position, is more than the height of the room, which is 640, but we will use the variable called room height. And if it is true, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take the island and place it on top of the game window so that it will scroll down again as per normal. Okay, with this same speed of 3. Remember, we set up the speed here as 3, the direction is down, so just proceed with, carry on doing that. So if the y value is greater than the room height, we want this island to jump. So again, we go to movement and we use the jump to a point. Now you can drag this and put it at the side or at the bottom or at the top. For if variable, if you want the action to be carried out, you must put it at the side for it to be true. Okay, or rather, if it's true, then to put it at the side. If you put it underneath, it is what we call a follow-on action, which is not what we want. Alright, a sequential action, which is not what we want. So this will only be performed if this is true. If this is false, it will be ignored. So the X position is going to be a random position along the X-axis of the room or the horizontal. So random, we're going to use a random range. The helper comes up and you're going to give 2 values within brackets. So the range that I want will be within the room of width 64. So the first value is going to be 32, comma, because I want it to stay in the room. I'm not going to put 0. 0 might be half of the image outside the room. So 32 and the width of the room minus 32. So again, room width minus 32. And the height is, the top of the game window will be 0. So anything above that will be minus a number. So it's going to be, I'm going to put it as minus 64. Alright, so it's way outside the room. One thing I forgot to tell you is all these sprites, except for the ocean, you have to center them. So let's look at this one, middle center. Make sure all your sprites are centered, including the player sprite. Center it. Let's go to the room. Since we have the object player here, we can get the player somewhere here. Now I would prefer to make another layer here and put this on the layer. In fact, I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to click on it, delete it, make a new layer, and I'll call it lay, L-A-Y for layer, and player. And now I will put my player's plane over here. It's not going to be controlled yet because we have not done the programming or coding yet. And let's play this. And look at the island appearing elsewhere because of the random range between, and it will not go outside the room. Okay, it will stay in the room. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to code movement for this plane, which is player control, left, right, up and down, and diagonally.